Okay, so I have to admit, every month at Disney World can be magical, but some choices are better than others, and each have their pros and cons. Let's first review those, and then we'll reveal what month we would not visit, and then you can tell us your opinion. Welcome to the Smart Moms Plan Disney Travel Channel, where we ask the question, why plan alone? Let's start with January and February. The pros will be you're going to have the lowest crowds you'll see all year. There's milder weather, and there's an Epcot festival. The cons are going to be it can actually be a little cold this time of year, so if pools are a thing, might not be the best time to go. Each month does have a race weekend, so if marathon medals are a desire, this is the time to go. And pro tip, layers are going to be your friend, and trust us, the nights can be cold. So do not hesitate to bring gloves and a hat with you. Next up, March and April. The biggest pro is going to be the weather. Perfect temperatures, perfect humidity, sunny and amazing. And the other one is again, the Epcot Festival, Flower and Garden. The con would definitely be the spring break crowds though, especially in March. This is the time of year when the weather is perfect, but the crowds are higher. But here's your pro tip. Booking this season out in advance will help you get the best resort options and the best pricing. With May comes warmer weather and decreasing crowds. This is actually my favorite month to visit the parks. The con though is there are cheerleading competitions in the area, so expect a lot of groups this time of year, but they don't really impact the parks too much. Pro tip, the temperatures and humidity start to increase this month, so stay hydrated. Now on to June and July. The pros are with extended daylight hours come extended park hours. And summer used to be the busiest time of year, but since people are more flexible on travel dates, they don't want to visit when it's hot. So we're seeing lower crowds this time of year. And that leads me into the con, higher temperatures. And we're getting into rainy season. But pro tip, pack your rain gear and embrace it. The crowds clear out, and now it's your time to dance in the rain and enjoy the lower wait times. August's biggest pro is if you travel late in the month, it has almost the lowest crowds you're going to see all year. But the con is it is hot, 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 and very humid. Here's your pro tip. Staying close to the parks, boardwalk area is my favorite, allows you to take a quick pool break or a late lunch break to beat the heat. And also, neck fans, neck fans, neck fans. You have to have one. September, the pro continues on with the lower crowds, especially post Labor Day. And get your food and drink on over at the Food and Wine Festival at Epcot. And for the con for this month, it's a hurricane season risk. Pro tip though from a Floridian resident, while there is a hurricane risk, it's still an amazing month to travel. So just make sure you get trip insurance with your trip. Now on to October. The pro would be Magic Kingdom is all decorated for the fall and the party. And if you visit on a party night, you're going to see lower crowds. But the con is potential for higher crowds around Halloween time. Pro tip, plan for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party one night and then head on over to Universal Studios for a night at Halloween Horror Nights. You're not going to regret it. With November and December comes the milder weather and the Festival of the Holidays, and all of the parks and resorts participate. It's honestly the most magical time of the year to visit. But the con is the holiday crowds. Definitely visit the first week of each of these months if possible. The other con is limited availability at the resorts and the experiences and dining at the parks. But pro tip, even though the holidays are magical, you're going to want to plan to strategize with your travel agent how to maximize your time in the parks and booking early to get those important reservations. The first thing to think about when you're choosing what time of year to visit the parks is if crowds, budget, or weather is your top priority. Remember, the magic of Disney is year-round, so choose the time of year that suits your family's wishes. But if we had a choice, we would not visit between Christmas and New Year's. Pricing is considerably higher, and the parks usually reach max capacity. So if you can be flexible, we would recommend visiting during another time of year. If you are already working with a Smart Moms agent, fill out the form below and a parks expert will be in touch ASAP to guide you. And bonus, it's free.